Peace and love, Supreme Soul family. Welcome back to the Sacred T Square. I am your creator and host, Maleficent, the excellent T Honey, the artist. Really quickly, I'd like to invite you to check out TrueExquisiteAlert.com. Please do check out my story as well as my spiritually based arts and merch. Also, I'd like to invite you to check out True Exquisite Allure Co. Anyone who likes the business page, True Exquisite Allure Co. over on Facebook, can receive a special 25% off of my spiritually based art and merch. Thank you so much. Also, make sure you guys click the link in the description box to join the Order of the Sacred T Square. I'm going to be starting an online community for us over there on the Facebook. So be sure to join that as well. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how these readings are resonating with you all. And welcome. This is going to be my video regarding Ascension traps. Okay? Ascension traps. What are they? Is a multitude of different ways you can become trapped on your ascension journey, on your spiritual path. Many different ways it can go down. We're going to talk about what those ways are and some ways to avoid those. Okay? And we're going to start by the only way I could think of to format this in a way that makes sense, because no one understands almost anything in this matrix can be considered an ascension trap. What is happening is those who are awakening, okay, the great awakening, right? Those who are awakening, those who are ascending into higher energetic fields, those learning to operate more in their higher self, those tapping more into their soul, their life force energy, those going through these ascension processes, okay. First of all, we are being protected by our ancestors, angels, guides, source, God, the angels, etc. Okay? We are being protected. However, this requires a bit of work and effort on our part. Okay? They're here assisting us, making the assist, so we have to do something. We have to actively make an assist. Okay? We have to manage to do something while we're here for the collective greater good. Something good for the planet, for Mother Earth. Okay? And we have to figure out what our purpose is and go about fulfilling it as best we can in the middle of our hell breaking loose. Welcome to Mastership class, people. Okay? Your soul is a very advanced soul, a very advanced being to be reincarnated here such a time as this. You have a particular purpose you are meant to fulfill. Okay? Now, with us awakening to that, okay, there are certain beings, energies, powers that be, who would like to continue to suppress that. They would like for us to remain ignorant so that we can remain energetic slaves. Okay? Things of this nature. However, I feel like it is important, most important, to begin with where everything starts with you. Okay? Any good, and I feel like this is important to say this too. Any good spiritual leader, teacher, guru, whomever, master, okay, ascended master, anyone who means well for your highest good is going to ultimately lead you back into yourself. Okay? Because the truth is within. Everything lies within. Everything exists within the self. So If anyone is wanting you to look solely to them for something, that's a trap. However, we are jumping the gun. I want to start with self, okay? Because we can't control a lot of these ascension traps, or we can't control other beings, other entities. We can't control the powers that be. We can't control anything. Only thing we can control is self. Only thing we can't control and master, self. Does that make sense? So we're going to start here, okay? Because it begins and ends right here. So that's what we're going to do. Part 1 of the Ascension traps. Okay, those of which that are still induced. Okay? Okay. Know that we all have an inner sabotage artist. Okay. Know that there are elements of your lower self that have been running the show for a while. Ego, pride, things of this nature. They have been running your show and calling your shots because you've been operating in your lower nature. And that's no diss. You see what I'm saying? Because to become awakened and to be ascending at all, you have to have been starting in a lower self and working and spiraling a way up into a higher realm of self. Hold on, you gotta check on something. Whew. I guess it just is the energy. I am warm. Let me cut my fan on because I believe I am channeling at this time. Cut my fans on. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Because I just got warm out of nowhere. Okay? So hopefully you can still hear me fine because this is how I know we get ready to go places, okay? Number 1, we're going to talk about it because I feel like it happened just right there. Watch the distractions. Distractional energy. Stay focused. Okay? Why? It's going to be a little bit difficult to be focused at this time. Even though we are more at home, we are less out in the street, there are less distractions as far as the outside world at this time. It's less in some areas and it's heightened. The distractional energy is heightened in others. Okay. For example, you're going to notice because you're coming into awareness, because you're coming into heightened awareness of energy, because your attention is being called to how energy works so that you can master that. Okay, this is where you'll start to get bombarded with the distractions at. Because up until this point, there have been energies outside of you attempting to utilize and control your energy. They're trying to control the way you access it as well, too. Okay, and this distractional energy, you could be focused on something, but because your intuition is heightened, because your senses is heightened, and you're picking up on other energies around you, sometimes it can distract from whatever task you're doing at hand, especially if it's an important task. If it's something that you're doing for the collective or something that's going to impact us as a people or something that's big on a greater scale, know that the distractions are automatically going to be more. Okay? So no one understand that caving to those distractions, not staying focused, one of the big ways that we fall into certain traps. Okay? But we're going to talk about you as the self. Anything that employs your lower vibrational energies based out of fear, victim consciousness, lack, guilt, shame, or blame. Okay. Any part of your lower nature that attempts to employ out of fear, victim consciousness, lack, guilt, shame, blame. You want to avoid that. Okay? Because that's the true void. That's the true virus. Avoid that like the plague. Fear, panic, okay? Lack mindset. I can't. Woe is me, victim consciousness. Okay? And then the guilt, shame, blame game. Okay? The guilt, shame, blame game. Okay? Because know and understand, as you are ascending on your spiritual path, there are other energies around you attempting to block that ascension. Then they're specifically in place to try to block that ascensional process. Okay, but it's not for you to cave or give in to the distractions or just be like, oh, it's too hard, I can't, or everybody around me makes me feel like I can't, or everybody around, dude. Know and understand with these ascensions that you're going through, as you come into new knowledges and wisdoms and to new understanding, as you become aware, newly aware in certain instances, you're going to begin to see certain people around you try to guilt trip you. Okay? That guilt trip, that guilt, shame, blame game is an ascensional trap. But it is one that we actually choose. This is the powerful thing I had to catch on to. That guilt, shame, blame game, you have to choose to play that game. You see what I'm saying? Because you're ascending, we are all collectively becoming conscious. We are the Christ consciousness. We are the vessels that house the spirit of the divine. The spirit of the divine lives within us. Okay? We are collectively Christ consciousness. We are collectively the body. Okay? What comes along with that, though, is the quote-unquote Christ suffering. Right? Because any ascended master, whether it's Jesus, I don't care who you study. It could be Jesus, could be traditional, belief systems. But I don't care if it's Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha. I don't care. I don't care which ascended master. Okay? They all went through a certain amount of suffering. Okay? Why? Because they were the ones sent to do great work. People weren't awakened to that call. People weren't awakened to that energy. People weren't awakened to that knowledge or that wisdom. Or they didn't have insight into what the ascended masters were talking about. A lot of them, this comes with ridicule. Okay? When we point, they call you conspiracy theorists. When you're pointing out things that don't make sense, and you begin to poke holes in the story because the story clearly doesn't make sense, the people that believe the story become angry that you poking holes in it. You're like, how can you angry at me for just pointing out the fact that the story don't make sense? You're more angry at me for pointing out the fact that the story don't make sense than you are at the fact that someone told you a false story. You're not catching on. You see what I'm saying? These things. And it'll constantly loop around and around and around. And because we are evolving beings, and because we are healers, and because we are shamans, or because we are, we're helpers, we're healers, we're seers. You see what I'm saying? We attract broken people. people of a lack mindset, people of a victim consciousness. And what'll happen is, when these people come around, they'll play that guilt, shame, blame game. They'll try to guilt trip you into doing things for them. They'll try to make you feel guilty about things that happened in the past. All of that kind of stuff. They'll try to monopolize your energy or monopolize your time. They will convince you that they'll make you feel guilty for doing something for yourself that you need to do for yourself if it conflicts with whatever it is they wanted you to do at that moment in time. And they'll try to shame you for it and make you feel guilty for it. Or they'll try to shame you, make you feel guilty for having a difference in opinion. Or for thinking about things on another level. You see what I'm saying? Because it shifts, it causes rifts in their illusion. It causes fractures in their delusion. You see what I'm saying? So, but you actually have to participate in the guilt, shame, blame game, which means when people are saying and doing things to make you, that's how I know they don't want me saying stuff. This energy don't want me saying this. When someone's trying to make you feel afraid, or someone's trying to make you feel angry, or someone is attempting to put you back in a place of a victim or the mindset of a victim, or they're trying to hit you with that guilt, shame, blame game, which is how they try to put you back in the state of victim consciousness. Okay, when they do this, they actually need your participation. They actually need your permission. This is what I didn't understand at first. You see what I'm saying? And this is where the trap come into play at. Because this is why you have to be proactive and not reactive. This is why peace be still. Okay? Because if people are confronting you with negative energy, or they have some secret attack and they're launching, now they're trying to make you feel away. Trying to make you feel scared, trying to make you feel fearful, or trying to make you feel guilt, blame, shame, because they're trying to emotionally manipulate you into doing whatever they want their outcome to be, what have you. They actually need your permission. Okay? Which is, if someone's making you feel like that, if you're becoming triggered, please don't react. You see what I'm saying? Watch that reactionary energy. Okay, watch the reacting out of fear, victim consciousness, lack, guilt, shame, blame. Okay, just you want to avoid that whole thing. Okay, pay attention. You'll catch it. You'll catch when people try to lure you in. Okay, they'll lure you into a conversation, and before you know it, you being hit with a barrage of old stuff that you said or did that this person claimed hurts them, even though in the past you've been constantly victimized by this person. Okay, it's a trap. They want you to respond. They want you to react. Work on not reacting. Look, I apologize. Sorry I made you feel that way. Just throw in the towel, throw in the flag, throw down the swords. Don't fight. The only way to win is to not fight that fight at all, because it's a trap. Okay? The second you start reacting and popping off and getting angry or start fighting back with them, they won. So, they actually need your permission. Don't give them permission. When you see it happening, you feel that feelings rising up within you, take that deep breath. Let them talk their shit. They don't need to know you just dropped into the meditative state. They don't need to know you just dropped into prayer. God, ancestors, angels, and guides, right now, please give me the strength right now. I'm feeling triggered in this way. I see this person wants me to pop off and respond in this way. Give me an outlet. Show me what to do. And they'll give you the out. They'll show you what to do. Don't react. I don't care if you gotta get up and leave or walk away. Okay, whatever. Look, I'm sorry. That's it. And get up and leave. Don't do not disengage. Repeat. Disengage. Disengage. Repeat. Okay? Disengage. Alright. Another part of these ascension traps. Hold on. Loving these little aloe waters. These is life. Another form of this is not following the eyes. Okay? What do I mean by not following the eyes? I mean instinct, intuition. Okay. Wait, intention, instinct, and intuition. Okay. Not paying attention to those. Intention, instinct, intuition. At any point, any one of them three eyes is off for you. What do I mean by that? You can have good intentions. Okay? You can have great natural instincts. Okay? Which is good, because when you are places, you're on a high alert. You see what I'm saying? You can sense when danger is coming. You can sense when something's off. You see what I'm saying? So instinct is cool. Or, when things go down, you have a natural response. You see what I'm saying? That's cool. But if the intuition off, okay, if there ain't no discernment that comes along with that, if you're just reading everything that go on around you at face value, you're not looking any deeper into it. You don't see, that's just like the whole thing. Like people paying you back with compliments. Let's think about it like that. Somebody come, they'll say, you just out walking around and they'll say, "Oh, hi, nice. Oh, hey, nice shirt. Like your shirt." Blah, blah, blah. But then, them and their friends was just snickering and laughing. But they'll comment on the shirt. If your intuition's off or you're not paying attention, you're going to take that at face value and be like, "Oh, gee, thanks." You see what I'm saying? And you're going to take whatever they say in that face value. You're not going to even understand that was a backwards compliment, that they was just fucking with you. You see what I'm saying? Or your intuition could be on point. You can see through people. Okay? You can read through situations. Okay? Discernment high. Instincts could be high. But if your intentions are off, your intuition could be popping. Instincts could be popping. But if your intentions are foul, you're going to get foul results. Every time. So, not following the eyes. Keep your intentions pure. Keep your instincts sharp. You see what I'm saying? Keep your intuition even sharper. I mean, hone those bad boys. That's part of this mastership. That's a part of what we're meant to be doing. You see what I'm saying? Because this way, we could be vigilant. Or we could have a plan. Or we could see through people in situations. You see what I'm saying? Discernment. Okay. You want to employ these tools. Okay. Not utilizing any of those three eyes. Even if you got the other two down, not utilizing the other one damages you in some way. You see what I'm saying? Not paying attention to them three eyes. This is how we end up in those fucked up relationships. This is how we end up staying too long in relationships or in situations that don't serve us. By not paying attention. by not paying attention to other people's intentions, by not paying attention to our own intentions. Hey, what do I really want from this person? I mean, they don't really aid nothing to my life, bring nothing to my life. Why do I have them here? Just to say I love them? Just because we friends? I mean, hell, I can't bring none of my problems and none of my shit to them or to their house, but they can sure come to me at my house with their shit. I mean, how much of a friendship is that? I mean, why am I really entertaining this? I mean, we don't even scrutinize our own intentions for stuff. We don't pay attention to our instincts. All while you was dating so and so, you was dating Lisa, or you was dating Derek. Okay, you was dating Ned. They running around cheating, got 2-3 other peoples. Okay, people knocked up by them, or they get knocked up by such and such. And I mean, you was just working there, faithful, being loyal to the whole situation, and they just was off doing their whole other shit. I mean, there were hints, there were clues, there were flags. Just like people that end up, now listen, please don't get me wrong. Not all the time can you choose. I mean, you can't. Not all the time do you know what's going to happen. Okay, that's true. But what I'm saying is, them little feelings that you get. Okay, you wanted to try to convince yourself that the outcome you wanted was real. Okay, no. It's not real that y'all are getting married. It's real that he's coming home at 2 a.m. You don't know where he's been. It's real that other chicks are messaging his phone night and day, but when you call or text, he magically don't see it. I mean, that's what's real. You see what I'm saying? That the future that you feel like you wanted with that person, you convinced yourself that that was the reality. Now, this is where this is the stuff we do to ourselves over and over again, man. Like, so this is the things this is the things I feel like Spirit's calling our attention to. These are the loops and the habits and the patterns that we're meant to break. And paying attention to those 3 eyes can really help us a lot with our inner self-sabotage artists and keeping that balance thing in check. Okay. Also, you want to watch thoughts. You want to watch what you're looking at, what you're watching. Okay. And you want to watch your words. Okay. These are things that are paramount. Okay. Because things that can employ your self-sabotage artist to act the fucking fool. Okay. When your spiritual diet is off, this is what can encourage your self-sabotage artist to act a fool. What do I mean by spiritual diet? I mean anything you're consuming. You want to know why a whole situation is unfolding in economic consumeristic societies? This is a spiritual event. And it's all based off of our spiritual diet, our consumption, through this energy of the coronavirus, through this energy of COVID-19, through this energy. We being showed this great awakening. This virus, this is to show us how energy works. God is showing you how God moves. I'm a source. I'm a force. No, you can't see me, but I'm here and it can get real. You see what I'm saying? This is how we learn how to become accountable again for our own energy. Because, mind you, we've been getting hit with a barrage of stuff, which I'll talk about in the second part. Okay? But the consumption, spiritual consumption. You want to watch what you're eating? Okay? You want to watch what you're watching? Okay? You want to watch what you're listening to? Who and what energies you talking to? What energies you're thinking of? You want to watch all of that. People you choose to engage with. You want to watch all of that. You got to eat better. You see what I'm saying? Half the time we depressed and caving in to fear and victim of that consciousness. Half the time it's because we ain't eating right. Okay? Our confidence, our self-esteem, and things like this. Our willpower is weak. Why? Because our soul is taking a hit. Why is our soul taking a hit? Because we ain't eating worth of shit. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? More fruits, more vegetables, drinking more water, less processed stuff. Okay? Even if you are eating meat, you want to stay away from these processed, packaged, this, that, dairy. For some of us, we can't do dairy. I'm noticing changes within myself. You see what I'm saying? I can't eat certain things. I can't go certain places. I can't watch certain stuff I used to watch. I'm literally noticing it. When you're an empath, it's hard for you to watch certain shit because it hurts you, for real. When you're a sentient being and you seeing someone else hurt, you actually feel that hurt. You're actually taking on that energy. This virus is showing us how energy works. Okay? That's why it's important to wash your hands. I mean, your hands are your main conductors. This is your main way you interact with the energy around you, your hands. It's the main way you can transfer and imprint your energy onto something, and something can transfer its energy to you. Touching. You see what I'm saying? It's a lesson in regards to how energy works and how energy moves. This is why it's important to keep your intentions pure, okay? And to follow your instincts, okay? And to use your intuition. This is why it's important to do that. This is why, okay? We have to watch what we're saying. You see what I'm saying? We have to watch the conversations we're holding. If we're holding low vibrational conversations, gossiping, you see what I'm saying? Talking bad, talking down to people, negative, derogatory language. If our words are constantly that, or if our thoughts are constantly that, then guess what we're constantly producing? More of that. See what I'm saying? A trap. Okay? The words, especially the thoughts in the words too, because your mind is a projector. We didn't know. They are hijacking our energy to create and run the matrix. We don't know that. We don't know that. That's run off of our thoughts, our energy that we are projecting out. They're really just taking that energy and transforming it into whatever they want it to be. You see, they're just harnessing that energy, though. They take it, they store it, they harvest it to create their shit. It's creepy, okay? But this is why you want to watch your words, okay? Because words are swords. Your words are a weapon. Your words can be used as a weapon against the system, as a weapon against these things you're trying to break, or your own words can be used as a weapon against your own self. Your own thoughts can become a weapon against your own self. Okay? If your thoughts are constantly negative, you're just going to create more negative events. If you're constantly thinking about how people hurt you in the past, you're only manifesting more situations for people to hurt you. This is what I'm saying. It's a trap. this consumption, consumeristic society, this energy, it's all trapped. Okay? This is why they hijack everything you watch. This is why they're hijacking everything you eat. This is why they're hijacking everything you listening to or take in. This is why. And this is why people that you choose to have around you is paramount. Because, okay, energy transference. Again, about these viruses showing us about how energy works, how easily energy can be transferred. Yes, it's invisible. No, you can't see it. But someone could just touch you or come into your energetic field, and all of a sudden, now you're taking on this person's energy or emotions. Why? Because you were unaware of your energy, you were unaware of their energy, and you were unaware how to protect yourself and protect your energy. And this is the things that we're having to learn how to do now. Okay? And the people that we choose to have around us and choose to have in our circles is paramount because, okay, people you have around you, they're either going to energetically feed you or it's going to be an energetically synergetic situation. Y'all either going to feed each other or they're going to drain you. People around you are going to either be an asset or a liability. So it's really paramount because energy transference. If the people you have around you are slackers, you're going to take on a slacker energy. If the people that you have around you do a lot of woe is me or always talk about stuff people ever did to them, you're going to begin to take on victim consciousness. I'm saying energy is transferable. Okay? So this is about watching your energy, watching who you choose to transfer and give your energy to, watching whose energy you choose to accept into your energetic field, watching what energies you allow to penetrate your mind and your heart. And this is the coming to the acceptance of yes, some of it we allow. Okay? Before I wrap up this part 1, I want to talk about how intense it's getting. If you feel like it getting intense, I know it is. Why? Because when you're ascending and you no longer wish to operate in such a low vibrational frequency, when you're choosing to want to up your vibration and you want to operate on a higher frequency, you want to operate now in your higher self, when you begin to make that conscious decision and you begin to come up the upward spiral, you are met with gnarly energies, my friend. Okay? When you decide you're ready to change your life, when you decide you're ready to finally face whatever fear, when you're ready. You see what I'm saying? I was talking to a young man who was ready to change his life. He was a street dude. He didn't want to be a street dude no more. He's seen how it was impacting his brothers and his community. And he didn't want to be responsible for his own brother's detriment anymore. You see what I'm saying? When we make these kind of life-changing, pivotal decisions, when we hit these milestones and all of a sudden we decide we're ready to change our lives, we're ready to be responsible, we're ready to work for our higher purpose, we're ready to fulfill our highest good, when we make these decisions, we are met with some difficult energies. There are energies specifically at place to try to make sure that you don't ascend. There are energies that are here trying to take you out because you're reaching new levels and new heights. That there's energies that they don't want us there. Okay? Because we have the power to change the world. Okay? And we have the power to shift the way things are. If we begin to take back our power and our control and to take back our energy and we begin to be responsible for our energy and learn how to use and harness our energy the right way, We become a force to be reckoned with. This whole thing has been going on to keep us deactivated, to keep us from ascending. To, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to deactivate the next wave of masters that were coming in. That's what this is about. Okay? And when you decide you're ready to change your life, this is why quarantine is important. Going into a hermit mode, when you're getting ready to change your life, going into that hermit mode becomes vital because you are under a barrage of energetic attacks. Truth, truth is, it is what it is. Okay? Because people have been lying to you. People have been misusing you. People have been manipulating you. People have been leading you astray down the wrong path on purpose. It's people in your life that you have been doing stuff for that have been robbing you and vamping energy off you. When you're ready to change your life and fulfill your life's duty and life's purpose, these parasitic energies, they turn up. You archon spirits, demons, walk-ins, what have you. Energies that were meant to keep you energetically suppressed, they turn up because it's their last-ditch effort to try to keep you in these old timelines, to keep you stuck in these old traps. Okay? This is why you want to beware the distractional energies. Beware being stagnant. Beware procrastination. Why? Because not all the time is your energy that you're battling. This is a spiritual war. Not all the time are you fighting a person. Energies, spiritual wickedness in high places. You're fighting against shit you can't see, like a virus, my friend. You feel me? You're fighting against shit you can't see. Archon energy, okay, parasitic energy. They can take on whatever energy it needs to take on. It can bombard you with that. It's trying to get you to conform. Okay? It's trying to feed off that fear. It's trying to feed off of the panic. It's coming in and causing distractions to keep you off of the path. Or it's coming in and causing arguments so that you'll get into some random fight or into some random accident or some random act of violence and get taken up out of here before your time, before you can fulfill the purpose. It's a lot. When you decide you're ready to change your life, you're met with a lot of different negative energies, negative emotions, a barrage of energetic attacks from people that don't like that you're changing. Right up to black magic, or higher level energies that know what's going on, that's actively working for the other side, actively trying to suppress you, but in your face trying to act like they're a friend. It get real on this path, my friend. And so I ask you, you know what I'm saying? Are we ready? Are we ready to link arms? Are we ready to fight this thing together? Are we ready to pay more attention to our thoughts? Pay more attention to our words? Pay more attention to what we take into our vessel, what we take into our mind, what we take into our spirit? Are we really ready? You see what I'm saying? For me, I'd rather continue my ascension. I'd rather fight. I'd rather learn how to empower my intuition, learn how to empower my insight. I'd rather be able to see than not see. If this is spiritual warfare, this is going to boil down to, can you see it? 444 is a 4444 as I look at the clock. This is really important, people. It's spiritual warfare. Okay? And so, right now, anything that employs fear, anything that reinforces you're feeling like a victim, anything that forces the fact that you feel like you can't, anything that enforces any kind of lack, anything that attempts to come in to make you feel shamed or blamed, or anything that made you feel guilty, it's time to release all of these things. It's time to come to a place of acceptance of all we have done and accept the fact that we are growing tremendously. You see what I'm saying? Be empowered. We are having the courage to make changes and take chances that whole generations were afraid to take. Whole generations never woke up to these things, never seen these things. Even though the signs and the symbols are always around them, they never woke up to it. Now this is our chance and this is our time. Okay? So, please, friends, meditate on these things. Meditate on these things. Follow your instinct. Follow your intuition. Purify your intentions. Up your energetic protection. Okay? Everybody worried about guns and protection in the physical. We need energetic protection. Okay? Shit, if you gotta sleep with you some salt, or learn how to cleanse your space, or learn how to up your energetic field, learn how to put up your aura shield, learn how to cast a circle of protection, do whatever you got. Oh, it's many different forms of psychic protection. We all need to be looking into that and practicing those things daily, as well as watching what we consume, watching the things we take into our consciousness, following our instinct, following the red flags, and only accepting things into our consciousness that empower us. Okay? So, peace and love supreme to you, soul family. I hope that this is helpful. This first Ascension video. I will in fact be back with the part 2, which is going to be more about the external influences. But everything should always begin and end with you, my friend. And so that is how we going to begin. Okay? And so I will catch you in the part 2 when we talk about the external factors of the Ascension traps. I hope this is helpful. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and share with anyone who needs it. Peace, love, and supreme to you all.